it's more, as I like to call, a performance art, right? It's more, we have a monologue, we have our setups, we have our punchlines, we have a whole performance aspect as well. It's not just us rapping, it's like we're writing a whole monologue 3 times and trying to perform it the best of our abilities and trying to ruin like our opponent's like confidence as we're rapping.
So one element of it, like you mentioned before, I mean, the freestyle part of it definitely seemed was kind of the appeal, I think, back then anyway, because you're playing off what other people are saying, your opponent is saying, and you're using, his lines against him and things like that. Is there some degree of that as well still happening now? I
Yes.
mean, because you're pre-writing it, but you have to respond to what the other person's saying,
Hmm.
right?
So there still is the freestyle aspect in battle rap. There's obviously freestyle battles, but even when you're doing a written battle, there is an opportunity to do rebuttals. And a rebuttal is saying something that your opponent has said either in the previous round or the round that you just heard from him. Or even there's sometimes people are really good at pre-rebuttals, where it means like they can already assume what their opponent's going
Yeah.
to say to them. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, but it all depends if it works in your repertoire. Some people can do a freestyle and rebuttal, and other people cannot get that clicked into their brain. The written format is perfect for people who can't do freestyle. I love freestyle. I grew up doing like the freestyle rapping in high school, making fun of people just like in the football locker room, just freestyling. That was
Yeah.
my era of growing up. Like, 8 Mile, for instance, was one of my biggest influences for rapping, and I bet you for a lot of battlers it was.
I'm
But
sure. Yeah.
it wasn't because of that movie. It was that feeling of being on the stage, and like you could see how that first time that Eminem B Rabbit said his lines perfectly, you could see it in his eyes that like something lit up for him, and it was just like, yo, I love this like interaction. I love this feeling of being the center of attention, but also making fun of another guy and feeling like this guy just doesn't know if he's making the right life choices after what I said.